You know that one song you've heard a million times? You think you know every word, every beat, every little nuance? Well, today we're diving into a beloved Bollywood track that's been hiding a secret in plain sight, a really profound meaning that goes back thousands of years. Let's get into it.
Yeah, that's the line. It just hits you, right? It's the heartbreaking opening of Lukka Chuppi from the movie Rung De Basandi. On the surface, it's pretty clear. It's a mother's voice begging her lost son to just stop this painful game of hide-and-seek and please, please come home. It's powerful, it's modern, and it's a total tearjerker.
But what if it's more than that? What if that plea isn't just coming from a mother in a film, but from the mythical mother Yashoda? And what if the son she's so desperately searching for is none other than the god Krishna, who's hiding not just behind a tree, but behind the very veil of divinity itself?
So here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to look at 5 big ideas. The eternal game, a love that's just beyond measure, the absolute agony of waiting, this wild concept of a god literally forgetting he's a god, and finally, how the search itself actually becomes the reunion. Okay, let's start with the big metaphor that really ties these two stories together, the simple and yet incredibly deep game of hide and seek. So in the song, the game is right here, right now. It's this painful, immediate thing, and the mother just wants it to be over. But in the myth, oh, that game is stretched out across eternity. See, when Krishna has to leave his home to go be a king in Mathura, he promises his mom, Yashoda, he'll be back in 2 days, just 2 days, but those 2 days never end. His absence becomes the ultimate game of hide and seek, turning a childhood pastime into a lifelong, agonizing wait for his mother. So, you have to ask, what kind of love would inspire a game that lasts forever? Well, we're not talking about just any old affection. This is a very specific and incredibly powerful theological idea. And that brings us to this term, Vatsalya Rasa. Now, what this means, essentially, is that the whole power dynamic gets flipped on its head. The devotee, in this case the mother, isn't looking to God for protection. No, she becomes the protector of God. She doesn't see some all-powerful cosmic being, she just sees her little boy, her child, who needs her.
And this is absolutely crucial. In this tradition, that pure, protective, kind of fierce love of a mother is seen as the highest form of devotion there is. It's a special kind of intimacy that even the consorts of the divine, like Lakshmi, can't replicate. It's a love that chooses the child over the deity, every single time.
Boom, there it is, right in the song. When the mother asks, "Who will love you the way I do?" she isn't just being a worried mom. Unconsciously, she is making a profound theological statement. She's tapping right into the heart of Vatsalya Rasa, saying that her specific, tangible, "I'm going to make sure you're warm and fed" love is absolutely irreplaceable. And get this, it's that love that makes the Lord of the universe want to be a small, vulnerable child to begin with.
But, you know, a love this deep, this intense, it has a flip side. And when that child is gone, that flip side is the pure agony of waiting.
There's a name for this concept too, Virah Prem. The philosophy is actually quite beautiful. It says that separation doesn't weaken love, it actually makes it stronger, making the person you miss feel like they're everywhere. But let's be real, for a mother, that beautiful idea doesn't do much to soothe the raw physical pain of an empty home.
And this is where the parallels become absolutely stunning. Both the song and the ancient myths describe the exact same physical reaction to grief. In Lukka Chuppi, the mother sings that her vision is blurred from staring at the horizon for so long. And the ancient texts, they describe Yashoda's eyes as being devoid of light as she waits. In both stories, the longing is so intense it literally makes them go blind.
And the shared language of grief just keeps going. The mother in the song pleads for him to come home at twilight, Sanj. That's the exact same time of day, the cow dust hour, when Yashoda's anxiety would be at its peak, waiting for Krishna to come in from the fields. And then there's this. The son in the song tries to comfort his mother by saying he's everywhere now, in nature, in her dreams. This is a perfect mirror of the story of the messenger Uddhava. He went to Yashoda and tried to console her with philosophy, telling her Krishna was a universal spirit, present in every atom. And she, just like the mother in the song, completely rejected it. She didn't want a cosmic principle, she wanted her boy back.
Okay, so this leads us to what is, honestly, the most mind-bending part of this whole thing. The idea that a god would willingly choose to forget his own power, all for the sake of love.
I mean, really think about that. It's the ultimate question, isn't it? If you are all-powerful, if you are everything, why would you choose to play this game of being small, of being dependent on a mortal mother for protection? Well, the answer is found in this really fascinating theological idea.
It's called Yoga Maya. You can almost think of it as a divine superpower of forgetting. It's this sacred veil that Krishna can cast over himself and the people he loves, which lets him basically turn down the volume on his own godhood. But why? So he can have real, genuine human relationships. I mean, think about it. You can't really scold or hug or feed the creator of the entire cosmos, but you can scold and hug and feed your son. Yoga Maya is what makes that relationship possible.
There is a famous story that shows this perfectly. Little Krishna is accused of eating mud, so Yashoda makes him open his mouth. And when he does, she sees everything, the entire universe, galaxies, stars, all of time and space, right there in his mouth. And she is terrified. So Krishna, realizing he's shown too much, immediately casts the spell of Yoga Maya on her. And just like that, poof, the cosmic vision is gone. Her mind is flooded with nothing but overwhelming love for her little boy, and she pulls him into a hug. Her love for the child completely wipes out her awe of the god.
And wouldn't you know it, the song gives us the modern version of this divine vulnerability. The son, he's in a perfect place, right? Heaven, the afterlife, whatever you want to call it. And yet he admits, without you, I feel alone. His own perfection, his own supremacy, it's incomplete without that specific human connection to his mother.
So, where does that leave us? If the game goes on forever and the separation hurts so much, what's the actual point? Well, this brings us to our final idea, where the search itself becomes the destination.
All right, let's just pull it all together and look at it side by side. In both Lukka Chuppi and the story of Yashoda, you have the exact same core elements. You've got the game, hide and seek, which stands for the divine play. You've got the love, Vatsalya Rasa, a mother's unique affection that's powerful enough to make God vulnerable. You've got the separation, Virah Prem, that painful longing that just deepens the love. And finally, you've got the resolution, which isn't really about finding the person who's hiding, but about the act of searching itself becoming the ultimate connection, the path of bhakti.
So the big, profound takeaway here is that maybe the purpose of the game isn't to win. In this divine hide-and-seek, the feeling of longing becomes the prayer. The endless, painful waiting becomes a form of worship. And the search, which is filled with all that memory and all that love, that is the union.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. Maybe the one who's hiding isn't trying to abandon us or to cause us pain. Maybe he hides so that he can be sought, so that we, the seekers, have a purpose. Because it's in that sacred, aching space of longing that the deepest love is actually found. In the end, the hiding isn't the problem. The game itself is the gift.